A scorching sun blazes over the Arabian landscape. Summer is the most challenging season for animals to endure. Wing migrations allow some to escape the soaring temperatures. Those that stay need to beat the heat. From the largest raptors to the smallest pilots. These are Arabia's aerial masters. A bird of prey soars over the barren Arabian landscape. An Egyptian vulture on the lookout for food. With a wingspan of more than 1.5 meters, it is one of Arabia's most majestic and endangered aerial masters. The vulture's white body feathers contrast sharply with dark flight feathers, creating a dramatic silhouette against the sky. This purely visual hunter can travel up to 80 kilometers a day in the blistering heat. In summer, temperatures here can exceed 50 degrees Celsius. Circling vultures point to the possibility of carrion on the ground. A rocky outcrop is a good vantage point to survey the scene below. Death is never far away in this desolate land. But one animal's loss is a scavenger's gain. More than 700 species of bird are found on the Arabian Peninsula. The region is a transit hub for thousands of birds moving between feeding and breeding grounds in Europe, Africa, and Asia. It's estimated that 3 billion migrating birds cross Arabia every year. Many birds of prey leave for cooler areas before the scorching summer heat takes hold. But a resident population of Egyptian vultures remains year-round. This mix of adults and darker juveniles are in for the long haul. An unlucky goat provides a welcome feast. Although it will take some live prey, carrion makes up most of the vulture's diet. The newcomer surveys the scene from above. Vulture etiquette requires that new arrivals and dark-feathered juveniles wait their turn. Up close, the fully grown Egyptian vulture is a curious-looking bird. Its mostly white feathers and distinctive featherless yellow face mark it apart from other vultures. The white helps to reflect the sun, enabling the bird to stay cool in the Arabian heat. The bare skin on its face may also help control its body temperature. Unlike other vultures who have bare necks, the Egyptian has a shaggy ruff of feathers that stays largely clean as it feeds. Vultures are nature's master recyclers. They provide a vital service in removing organic waste, clearing up potentially disease-causing carcasses. Above the feast, more hungry vultures arrive. Wing flapping is hard work for a bird weighing more than 2 kilos. So like other birds of prey, the vulture uses rising columns of warm air, called thermals, to stay airborne for longer. It uses its wedge-shaped tail to steer in circles, to stay within the rising warm air columns and maximize uplift, enabling it to soar. This increases its chances to pinpoint prey, or other vultures who already have. For birds associated with fresh water, the desert may seem an unlikely place to take up residence. But one of Arabia's most flamboyant aerial masters has done just that. More than 2,000 flamingos have made their home at a flooded salt flat on the industrial outskirts of Abu Dhabi city in the United Arab Emirates. Man-managed lakes like these at the Al Wathba wetlands provide a rare lifeline to Arabia's resident and migrating birds. Like the vultures, these greater flamingos will endure the excessive summer heat and stay year-round. Flamingos are strong flyers once in the air, but takeoff requires more effort. These 3-kilo birds must run as they beat their wings for liftoff. Once up, they are graceful, stretching their long necks and long legs into a straight line measuring up to 1.5 meters. Wingtip to wingtip, they're almost as wide as they are long. Their wing beats, interspersed with short glides, keep them airborne over long distances. Flamingos have been recorded flying up to 600 kilometers a night. And like other group travelers, conserve their energy by flying in formation, maximizing use of a slipstream. As they come into land, these graceful birds glide, then run a few paces as they touch down. In 1998, this remarkable population was the first to breed on the Arabian Peninsula, after an absence of more than 70 years. Each year, parents build their sandy mud nests on remote islands in the middle of the lake, far away from egg predators like foxes or monitor lizards. The flamingos share this vital inland wetland with a number of other waders, including winner of the title World's Longest Legged Bird relative to body size, the black-winged stilt. Its distinctive red legs make up 60% of its height and enable it to wade out to feeding areas where shorter waders cannot go. Stilts also breed around the lake in summer. Light grey juveniles and adults stride out in search of aquatic insects or tiny crustaceans that they mostly peck on or near the surface. This rare wetland is vital to Arabia's birds. 460 species are found in the United Arab Emirates. More than half have been recorded here at Al Wathba. Islands around the Arabian Peninsula provide sanctuary for many other nesting birds. During summer, those that spend most of their lives at sea come ashore to breed. Like these bridal terns, which have found a piece of prime nesting real estate. But it's not their nest. This spacious twig basket belongs to a much bigger bird. Above them, an osprey perches on a telecom's tower. Osprey like a high vantage point to hunt from. Trees are scarce, so they take full advantage of man-made structures. Where numbers of breeding ospreys are decreasing, platforms have been erected to encourage these magnificent birds to nest once more. This juvenile is too young to breed, is just starting out in life. Its parents will hopefully return to their nest later in the year. Here, the terns use the osprey nest simply as a lookout post or to catch a breeze. They prefer to nest among the scant vegetation or in shallow scrapes on the ground. Swift terns, with their distinctive black crests and large yellow bills, pack together in a show of breeding solidarity as they incubate their eggs. Even in the shade, the ground can reach egg-busting temperatures of almost 40 degrees. This sparrow tries to cool its precious egg by standing and exposing it to the sea breeze. Nearby, a quarrel breaks out amongst the neighbors. Two male sooty gulls are locked in a bitter territorial dispute. An incubating female watches on. Gulls are monogamous, but rivalry over territory can be brutal. Eventually, one of the males concedes defeat. This female keeps cool by opening her bill. Unlike humans, birds do not have sweat glands to perspire. So this gaping enables her and her neighbors to lose body heat from their respiratory system. It's the avian equivalent of panting and prevents birds from overheating. Sandy coastal areas provide invaluable habitat for one rather unusual shorebird. These are crab plovers. Despite their name, they're not a true plover, one of the largest families of wading birds. Crab plovers have no living relatives. In evolutionary terms, they are one of a kind. There are estimated to be 4,000 breeding pairs in Arabia. The United Arab Emirates on the northern coast hosts 2 major colonies. A third lies further south in Oman on Shagaf Island off Masirah. In summer, the islands feel the full force of the Indian monsoon winds driving in off the Arabian Sea. By July, most of this year's chicks have fledged. A few light grey juveniles remain among the adults. With breeding over for another year, many colony members disperse to a handful of feeding grounds elsewhere along Oman's coast. For those that remain, the shoreline provides ample chances to eat. There's a reason why it's called the crab plover. Its specialized bill is thicker than other wading birds, so it can puncture its hard-shelled prey. Further inland, on Masirah Island, the goat feast is now well underway. Strong, sharp beaks are one of the defining features of a raptor. Coupled with acute vision and powerful talons, the Egyptian vulture is well equipped to find and dismember large prey. Its long, narrow beak with a curved tip is perfect for removing every last scrap of flesh from the bones. There are 23 species of vulture in the world. The Egyptian is one of the most endangered. Oman is a stronghold for this curious scavenger. And this island is the second densest breeding site in the world. Up to 80 pairs are estimated to nest here. Vulture etiquette dictates a strict code of dining conduct. Large white adults with stronger beaks are top of the pecking order. Lighter brown subadults are next. The dark brown juveniles must wait their turn. It seems that this determined youngster did not get the memo. The older birds tackle the carcass with apparent calm. Occasionally, tempers flare over the prime cuts. Theft is rife, but today at least, retaliation is rare. As the vultures clean up the now scattered remains, the juveniles take their chances. One spots an opportunity, but the adult is too quick for it. Another juvenile is bolder and secures its prize with its foot. Challenging an adult to a tug of war takes guts. Scavenging ravens shadow the vultures, but appear to know better than to take on a hungry raptor. Those that have had enough take advantage of a rare stream of water to wash down their meals. Like most birds of prey, the vulture has a crop, a large pouch in its throat, where it can store extra food for later. A useful adaptation for this feast or famine lifestyle. Further south, thousands of seabirds fly low in formation over the Arabian Sea. Lines of cormorants are on their way to rest after a busy day of fishing. Like the flamingos, formation flight saves vital energy. Birds in front create a trail of turbulence. This can give the birds behind some extra lift, meaning they don't have to flap as much to maintain flight. The cormorants leapfrog over each other, taking it in turns to benefit. These are Socotra cormorants, a threatened species found only in Arabia. They live exclusively on the northeast and southern coasts and nest in just 13 known colonies in the world. The birds are highly gregarious and gather in enormous flocks, sometimes in their tens of thousands. Come late afternoon, they congregate offshore in huge rafts. Here, they wait until just before dusk, when they will come onto land to roost in the coastal cliffs. Away from the sea breezes, birds must find other ways to cool off. Great cormorants, cousins of the endemic socotra, are mostly found inland. These two flutter their throats to increase evaporative heat loss, an action known as gular flutter. Most, if not all birds, do this to reduce severe heat stress. The other main strategy birds employ to control their body temperature is by opening their wings. This grey-headed kingfisher tilts its outstretched wings down, enabling air to circulate around its body and through its feathers. But nothing beats the heat better than a refreshing dip in the water. A pair of weaver birds takes the plunge on a hot afternoon. They're not the only bathers in this pool. A starling ducks its head, flicks its wings, and shakes its tail feathers to distribute the cooling water through its plumage. A bulbul soaks his feathers, then repeats this bathing ritual. Winged insects dart around the communal bathers. Dragonflies are among the world's most skilled aerial acrobats. Large, powerful flight muscles and ultra-fast wing beats enable them to hover like helicopters. Fore and hind wings move separately, giving the dragonfly exceptional flight control. They can turn 180 degrees in a tenth of a second. Brilliant blue damselflies skim over the water surface. When resting, they fold their wings over their abdomen, in contrast to the dragonfly that holds its wings out horizontally. As sunlight begins to fade over the rocky boulders of the desert, The first of the nocturnal aerial masters emerges from its daytime roost. A little owl. At just over 20 centimeters tall and weighing about 180 grams, this resident lives up to its diminutive name. This owl is not alone. Its mate waits among the rocks beneath their boulder home as they prepare for a night out hunting. The little owl is one of 10 species of owl found in Arabia. Their nocturnal lifestyles enable them to stay year-round, as they become active in the coolest part of the day. A leafless desert tree provides a decent lookout post to survey their territory from. But maybe it's not quite high enough. Coastal mountains provide daytime refuge to another nocturnal hunter, the only mammal capable of powered flight. Bats. These mouse-tailed bats stay hidden away during daylight. Measuring as little as 12 centimeters, half of the bat's total length is made up of a thin, mouse-like tail, which is how it gets its name. Tiny claws enable them to cling onto the cave walls as they too wait for darkness to fall. Colonies comprise of up to 100 individuals. Small splinter groups cluster in cavities and crevices in the rock. Just before dusk, the bats begin to get restless as they prepare for a night of hunting on the wing. Like most bats, the mousetail uses echolocation to navigate and detect prey. This biological sonar allows it to see using only sound. On takeoff, the bat emits a high-frequency chirp through its nostrils. How long it takes the sound to come back tells the bat how far away an object is. Inside the cave, this enables the bat to determine where the walls and any obstacles are. Contrary to the common saying, bats are not blind. Their eyesight is almost as good as ours, but their use of echolocation enables them to hunt in complete darkness. As night falls, the aerial pursuits begin. The mouse-tail bats seek out pools of water, first to quench their thirst, then to catch insects on the wing. Cooler nighttime temperatures help dissipate the heat generated by mussels in flight. As dawn approaches, the bats return to their roost. Landing backwards and upside down looks effortless, but it requires acrobatic skill. To flip itself over, the bat pulls one wing close to its body and extends the other. This shift in weight creates inertia, or a resistance to the change in motion, forcing the bat to somersault and land head under heels. The little owls too return to roost in the early hours of the new day. Come September, summer begins to loosen its hold over the Arabian landscape. The first of the winter migrants arrive from Europe and Asia. This sandpiper is one of the early birds. The end of the month signals the return of the first migratory raptors. A hungry western marsh harrier cruises silently over a lagoon. With a wingspan of more than 1.3 meters, it's the largest species of harrier in the world. The water below offers plenty of small waterfowl as prey. Towering above the harrier's potential victims, flamingos wade elegantly through the shallows in search of food. They use their feet to churn up the mud, disturbing their miniature prey. Flamingos feed with their heads upside down, filtering small invertebrates through their distinctive large bills. Unusual in birds, the lower jaw is thicker and stronger than the upper one. When upside down, of course, this allows the flamingo to move the lighter upper jaw with greater ease, as it filters its food through rows of horny plates. Flamingos are not the only avian filter feeders here. The northern shoveler sieves its food through comb-like projections on the edge of its wide, shovel-like bill, which gives the duck its name. This clever adaptation enables the bird to skim plankton, plant matter, and tiny crustaceans off the water's surface. The ducks are migratory, arriving from their breeding grounds in Europe and Asia to feed over the warmer Arabian winter. Some of the permanent lagoon residents are equipped with bills for precision hunting. An egret is on the lookout for fish. It too uses its feet to flush out its prey. The marsh harrier continues its search for food. A large northern shoveler may be too big, but a smaller duck would make a good meal. As the predator glides down, its keen eyes pick out a potential target, moving away from the safety of the group. The harrier is onto it. The duck dives to safety. The harrier can't take it under the water, but it is prepared to wait for its target to resurface. The word harrier comes from the Old English verb to harry, meaning to persistently harass. This harrier is living up to its name. Each time the duck comes up for air, its tormentor is waiting. This is a battle of endurance. How long can the duck hold its breath versus how long can the harrier harry? For the harrier to maintain its position above its target takes strength and effort. In the end, the duck is too quick. The harrier gives up. Grabbing a bite to eat shouldn't be this hard. Birds of prey are increasingly being drawn to Arabia's urban areas, where these man-made wetlands and rubbish dumps offer greater opportunities to feed. Come October, eagles become an increasingly common sight, as they too arrive for the winter. This greatest spotted eagle is one of 10 species found in Arabia. Its sharp eyes are able to pinpoint prey up to 90 meters away. On the shore, lapwings appear unconcerned by the predator in their midst. Like most aerial hunters, the sharp-taloned eagle poses little danger on the ground. Another perched high on a lookout tree is a different matter. A nervous lapwing mobs it in an attempt to chase it off, but the eagle remains unmoved. Like the marsh harrier, the greater spotted eagle hunts waterbirds and small mammals. But it also has a scavenger's taste for carrion. Young Egyptian vultures, like those hatched here in Oman, take around 4 years to become adults. The ugly ducklings may never become beautiful swans, but this youngster's transformation to its lighter adult plumage is now well underway. Egyptian vultures from breeding grounds further north are also arriving for the winter. Populations in Central Asia and Southern Europe are in drastic decline as the birds fall victim to poisonings, hunting, and power lines. Oman is one of the few places in the world where numbers appear to be stable. It's possible that the resident population of this endangered raptor may even be increasing. Further north in the United Arab Emirates, the waders are settling in for the winter months. Waterproofing their feathers is an important part of the flamingo's daily ritual. They use their bills to distribute oil from a gland at the base of their tails through their plumage. Flamingos spend 15 to 30% of the day preening, up to 3 times longer than most waterfowl. Resident numbers at Al-Wathba are swelled by migrating flamingos. Some may have flown more than 4,000 kilometers south to be here. The population can double over winter. More than 4,000 flamingos have been recorded at this one vital wetland. In spring, many of Arabia's aerial masters will depart once more. Migrants may go, but the resident birds, insects, and even a flying mammal will once again endure the searing summer temperatures of the Arabian Inferno.